the yardage per pass attempt leaders and quarterbacks in the NFL when you measure big plays or throwing the ball downfield, your average per pass attempt.
Okay. Is that top to bottom or bottom to top?
I'm going to, ascending is bottom to top.
Okay, good.
I'm going to go low to high.
Got it.
Herbert was 6.3 yards per pass attempt.
Right.
Burrow, 6.9.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes, 7.0. Brady, 7.5. Josh Allen, 7.8. Tua, 8.6. He was all slants and dump downs, and he still does a lot of that, but when you get yards after catch from those receivers, the evaluation becomes a little bit easier on the quarterback when you've got two of the best receivers. That's crazy, is it not? Even if he's played in limited games, and he has, and it's all distorted by one quarter against Baltimore, 8.6 yards per attempt is a person who's throwing the ball downfield. If I told you before this conversation that he was ahead of Mahomes and Brady and Josh Allen,
I would have said no way. No way. Like, no way, because people view Tua as a game manager, as a guy who's not getting the ball downfield, not trying to get the ball downfield. In fact, they view that as Tua's weakness, the deep ball, throwing the deep ball. That was the conversation. Yeah, I'm shocked by it. I'm very surprised by that.
We spent like a week talking about that overthrow to Tyreek Hill in training camp, or underthrow to Tyreek Hill in training camp.
Right.
So I think even we would be surprised if you told us this a month ago.
Yeah. But
past us.
This is also yak, though,
Future
right?
us would shock past us, Dan.
I mean, some of it's yak, but like he has lots of like wide open passes to Jalen Waddle right in the middle of the field for like 18 yards, just because for whatever reason Waddle's running around and he gets open. So he has a lot of these like he's not being bolstered by like 40-yard bombs or like little 3-yard passes that Tyreek Hill turns into like a 40-yard gain. I mean, sure, there's some of those, right? Because he can make things happen out of nowhere. Like he'll get a little 8-yard pass, it'll turn into a 28-yard pass like nothing, where it seems like there's no window and he's just so fast that he makes it happen. But Waddle is constantly open in the middle, which is crazy.
You said for whatever reason, and I want to explore whatever reason, because we said of McDaniel on 4th and 3. I don't know if you guys saw any of the video on this, because the information is getting better and better with football, and people are getting better and better breaking this down. And the call we were talking about on Monday, Stugotz, where we said you went for it 4th and 3, you're up 16-10, you're at their 14-yard line, what are you doing? And then the analysis in here was, well, I don't mind that he went for it, even though I thought he should go for a 2-score lead. I minded the play call, Chase up the middle. No, I don't want Chase Edmonds up the middle. I want something else.
Right.
But then they showed other video angles of it, and Edmonds took the wrong route. He had a touchdown going another way. It would have been a brilliant call on 4th and 3 if they just executed the actual call as opposed to our analysis afterward, which is shit call, but we didn't actually know how open it was, and now the coach has to go into the press conference and say, "Hey, I'm accountable, 100% my fault." Can't say, or we'll blame him for this.
Can't say I made the right call. He went the wrong way. Can't do that.
Got to protect protect your player there.
Right.
But the video clearly shows, oh, my God, what is he? Why did he cut that back?
Yep. We have no idea what we're watching every Sunday. I mean, that's another example of that. I just think in general, though, Dan, back to Tua, like, I don't think he gets enough credit for being a really good quarterback. In fact, I have a stat as well. Over the last 12 games, Tua has a higher winning percentage than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Like, the Dolphins have played well when he started, and he ends games.
Are you going to have this be your analysis of quarterbacks? Like, I'm dead serious about this. Just wins is going to be the way.
Well, you're acting like he's not playing well either.
No, I'm not. What do you mean I'm acting? I just gave you the stat.
Right.
How am I acting like he's not playing well?
I always default to wins because that's the job of a quarterback of an NFL team is to win football games. So it's a combination of he's winning and he's playing very well.
But are you? I'm asking sincerely.
Yeah.
I'm not asking to argue with you. Is your analysis of quarterbacks? So Zach Wilson's good because he's 5-2. Like, we're just gonna.
I don't know if he's good.
But I'm just saying we're gonna keep doing this based on whether the guy won that week or not.
But we did it just yesterday with Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. Like, Matthew Stafford has been bad this year. Like, if you look at his numbers, Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford is. But we just assume that Matthew Stafford's better because his team is better than the Lions, and Jared Goff is on the Lions. Neither one of them is great, but if you look at like QBR, quarterback rating, you look at touchdowns to interceptions, like Jared Goff has been better than Matthew Stafford has been this year.
I'm not trying to do this, Dan, because I don't know if Zach is good. I have no idea if Daniel Jones is good. I really don't. Like, I have no idea if that's, a franchise quarterback. I think Tua is. That's all I'm saying. Like, the combination of winning games and being one of the reasons that you win games is important. The Jets aren't winning games because of Zach Wilson. They're winning games because of that defense and their running game.
And so without being critical of Tua, 8.6 yards per attempt is not something he could do last year. There's another receiver here
You're right.
who has changed everything about the way this offense plays, and I want to address again what Billy is saying for whatever reason. Why is Waddle always open in the middle of the field when it's impossible to get anybody wide open in that sport the way everyone is covered? Why is Waddle always open in the middle of the field for 20 yards? And I've got to think it's because of run schemes, designs, and Hill being somebody you got to worry about all the time, because if you throw it to him 4 yards, he can go 80, and if you throw it to him 60 yards, he can go 80.
And he has extraordinary skill and speed as well. He, in his own right, is an exceptional player. But you're right. For me, the thing that was startling in that opening drive of the game when they easily scored against Pittsburgh was it's quick slant, throw over everything was over the middle. And that is the zone where it's hardest to find players open. And for whatever reason, Mike McDaniel makes it look easy. And it's funny because I heard an interview with Raheem Mostert on the pivot, and he was saying that he talked to Mike McDaniel a lot about the run game. That was his specialty in San Francisco, was designing run game. And yet for me, his greatest skill so far in Miami is getting these two extraordinary wide receivers open all the time, particularly over the middle, in space to go get yards after the catch. Although I am a bit surprised in looking up the yards after the catch numbers that the Dolphins are actually only middle of the pack in yards after the catch. They're 13th in the NFL in yards after the catch. You have to give credit to Tua. His average depth of target is top 10 in the NFL. He's pushing the ball down the field. It's not, the go route for 50 yards, but it's 15, 20 yards in the air at a time.
Dan, one of the other things, too, is the Dolphins last year were one of the worst teams in receiver separation. And when you have two guys that are just clearly faster than everybody else that's on the field, you have separation of windows of yards instead of feet, right? All of a sudden, they were trying to throw Devontae Parker, who's one of the worst separation wide receivers in the league, like literally ranked dead last. Now you start having Tyreek Hill, who just makes a 2-yard slant move, and he's open within 15 yards of defenders because there's just nobody there.
Football.